Greetings and welcome back to Room 303 in our chats with Emily as we are calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are in the Johnson edition, and we turn now to a little couplet, two-line offering, 730, Defrauded I, a Butterfly. Now, we've seen, and we will see more, of these very brief poems. We've often said when we were studying these very brief poems that Emily will say in 1063, ashes denote that fire was. And a number of scholars have used that line to try to respond to the question, how can a two-line couplet be in fact a poem? I think, the fact that it's such small amounts of words doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't something important that's happened or standing behind it or being implicated through it. I think this is an interesting poem for a number of reasons, because it was sent to a friend that and apparently along with it potentially a butterfly. The couplet was not just sent to this friend with this presumable flower, but for her friend Emily has, she'll say, robbed a butterfly, the lawful heir, she will call it, of its flower. In other words, she removed the capacity of the butterfly to do its butterfly things. Also, I can't help but think about those famous pictures of Emily's contemporary, Walt Whitman. We've given full lectures on all the poems of Leaves of Grass. We call that series Talks with Walt. All at learnstrong.net. And of course, Whitman in that famous series of photographs had that butterfly, which we know was actually fake, but it was made to look as if the butterfly had landed on Whitman's finger. Now again, our assumption is that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net, down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've worked through our set of introductory comments as well as the preceding 729 poems. We just finished with 729, Altar, When the Hills Do. Let's enjoy the two lines. Defrauded I, a butterfly, the lawful heir for thee. Now, in the same way that in the previous poem we had sir, right? Here we've got thee. And we're not sure who it is that she's in reference to. Clearly, someone she cares about, we would assume. Her use of the word defrauded and lawful reminds us that Emily, in this legal language, Emily was raised in a house of lawyers. So her daddy was a lawyer, her brother was a lawyer, and so she's accustomed to this kind of language, and it's very possible then that the poem itself is shared with someone who also has a command of legal language. Notice she'll begin with, not I defrauded, but defrauded I, a butterfly. Now, Emily, of course, is into butterflies. 26 of her poems, we've already seen it several times mentioned. The butterfly is symbolic of possibly freedom. The lawful heir, in other words, I removed the capacity for this butterfly to fly, and I did it, notice, dash, for thee, dash. Are we talking about Sue? Are we talking about Sam? Are we talking about somebody else in her life? We don't know. But I think the point here at 2A is that friendship is so important to Emily that she is willing to sacrifice, in the case of this poem. Immediately, of course, the life of a butterfly. At 2B, obviously we don't know who this is to. At 3A, we are in many ways, as we said, back to earlier poems where she references thee or sir or somebody, but we don't know who. And yet she says, this is how much I care for you. Finally, at 3B, to own a poem like this, do you have a friend in your life that you love to give gifts to? And then comment on giving the gifts. Thank you.